Hey, Tori, can you find me something to hold this up? Like a scrap bowl or something. Oh, my mom. Scrap bowl, you weirdo. I'm alive. I can't make weird noises. Are you the one person in my live, Tori?
No.
Oh, you're not in?
You are the one person in your life.
Okay. Hi, everyone. Hi, everyone. There's one person in here right now. I suspect that it's Tori, but Tori says it's not her. So
it's me now.
It is you. It is Tori. Hi, Tori. I can just wave over like this at Tori because she's right there with Nani. But I am probably going to just release this anyway later. So if you are there, right now what we're doing is I have a hand mixer. We are making the angel sponge cake from the 16th Sunday dinner. It's the 16th, right, Tori? Is that the one we're working on right now?
Yes.
Okay.
After I thought it was 17.
Yes.
Stephanie says hello.
Hey, Stephanie. Tori also will be, I'm recording on my phone. It's a little bit different today. So Tori is in the background reading all the comments out loud to me. So if I miss one, just yell for Tori's attention in the comments, and maybe out loud too if you want to at home. You could do that. I'm not going to judge you.
I'll hear
But, yes, Tori's going to hear it in her heart. So I have this little Delphite bowl and a hand mixer. It goes right on top. So our angel sponge cake calls for 20 minutes of mixing this egg or these eggs. It's supposed to be 2 eggs, and we've discussed before in the comments that the eggs are probably a lot smaller in 1924 than what they would have been today. So I'm just using 1 duck egg in place of whatever the size of those eggs would be. And I'll actually, if you want to see the size of a duck egg compared to our regular chicken eggs today, I'll show you that real quick since we have some time. Why not? I'm in my kitchen, or in my fridge if you're wondering where I just walked off to. All right. Come here, ducky egg. Here's Tori. I got ice cream. Now, we do not wash our duck eggs beforehand. I put them in the fridge, I don't know why, because we didn't have space for them outside of the fridge right now, but we don't wash the eggs until we're ready to use them. That way the bloom stays on the outside and it keeps them a little bit longer and keeps the insides protected, but we wash them with soap and water before we use them. But this is from Easter yesterday. There's a leftover hard-boiled one. Here is a regular size egg, and here is our duck egg. So I'm gonna go ahead and say this is an okay size to substitute for 2. And we have that in our little Delphite bowl right here, and I'm going to beat it with this hand mixer, and then we're going to use the sugar, add the sugar in, and that's when I think we have to do it for 20 minutes. Am I saying that right, Tori? Am I remembering that recipe?
I do believe so.
Nani, do you have the cookbook in front of you there?
Yes, I
Behind you there? Tori, you're in charge of all the comments and making sure I don't have anything hanging out of my nose. Nani, you'll be in charge of reading the recipe to me, possibly, as long as your glasses are not too dirty. And I'll be in charge of being ridiculous on camera. How's that?
Hi, Stephanie for me, and hi, Jenny.
Jenny's there. Hey, Jenny. All right, so actually I'm also recording this as well on my GoPro. So all of you that are in the live, you might end up on the recording too, just sort of having me shout out and say hello to you. But for the recording, I'm going to say this again. We have our Delphite hand mixer. Now this, I believe, is a McKee Delphite bowl with a hand mixer on top. And instead of using an electric mixer or breaking my wrist by mixing for 20 to 30, however many minutes we have to mix this angel sponge cake, we're going to use this hand mixer instead. Now, Mr. Vintage Dietitian might watch this later, find out that I'm using our rare display piece for this, and actually he'll probably be happy and say, good that you used it, unless I break it somehow in the midst of this, which is a possibility. So we're just gonna go ahead and start mixing it up here. Yes. Oh. Now, is this super, well, you probably can't tell, Tori. I don't know how noisy this is for you guys right now, but this is exceptionally noisy. But okay. It's way more effective though. Have any of you ever used a hand mixer before?
I have.
Oh. Why did we get away from using hand mixers? Because this is incredibly efficient. Hold on, let's see.
I still have one in my drawer in my kitchen at home.
Really? How have I never noticed this?
I don't know.
I'm always snooping through your drawers.
That I know.
That was a weird.
Charlene says she didn't know about the duck eggs. She washes hers when she collects them, and she says, interesting.
Yeah, so it keeps, now, I don't know, Charlene, about your ducks, how messy they are. Ours are disgusting. They are very, very messy, and they when we store them in the fridge, we keep them in a separate bag, separated from everything else, because they are just disgusting creatures. No matter how much you change their bedding, we let them free range all day long, most days. They're still just disgusting creatures. So you don't want their eggs to be touching anything else or near any other type of food that you are handling. And they have to be washed very, very well. But if you don't want to refrigerate them, if you don't wash them, it leaves that protective coating, that bloom on the outside of them, and keeps them safe.
Time for 1 cup of sugar?
Maybe.
Jenny is asking, do you have to keep them refrigerated?
You do have to keep them refrigerated if they are washed, because it removes that protective barrier from them. If they have not been washed, then no, you don't have to refrigerate them. And then I don't know if you can see the angle there. I'll move my phone. Hopefully it doesn't fall somewhere.
And Charlene says the ducks are the dirtiest animal they have.
Yeah. There you go. You can see what they look like. Charlene, you may have said this before, but remind me, what other animals do you have? All right. Yes, we are ready for the sugar. I think it's right here. All right. And this is a cup of sugar. It is a cup of sugar, I believe, that we're adding right into there. And this is where we start for 20 minutes. So we're going to be here a while, guys. Settle in.
And Jenny says, okay, right, like chicken eggs.
Yes.
You're welcome, Jenny.
Oh, this is way not easier. This is so thick. Woo!
That sounded awful.
I think I need to be careful at first. I'm going to mix this with the spoon first and then go in with the hand mixer.
Charlene says, cattle, sheep, goats, and a couple rogue chickens.
Okay.
And then Stephanie says, that is a nicer hand mixer than I have been able to find. Where did you find it? I'm assuming you have no idea.
No, we found it at an antique shop. I actually have two of them, one green and with a green handle and one blue. Did we find this one out west? I believe we found one in eastern Pennsylvania. They have a lot of really, really good antique stores in East Central PA. And then one of them we went, I think, I could be wrong. I don't remember things very well because we have so many antiques and have visited so many different places. I think the other one was an antique store, maybe when we went out west, maybe in Montana or something. But I can find that out and let you know. But both of them, I do believe, were antique stores. Neither one were thrift stores. And I don't think we got them for a super steal. All right.
Tyler says lift up a little bit, and Stephanie says thank you.
Oh, thank you, Tyler. This is way easier. Okay.
Also, Jack, can you hear me from back here?
Can everyone hear Tori? Oh, look at that. It's still not going easy, but it's way easier. Thank you, Tyler. And I forgot, I couldn't remember, Charlene, if you said you still had sheep or if that was when you were younger or not. But yeah, that's pretty awesome. All right.
Thank you, Charlene and Jenny. Good to know.
Okay. So I'm guessing that's a yes. They can hear you?
Yes.
Ah, this is. I thought this was gonna go way smoother than it is right now. All right, we're gonna pause on the hand mixer. It was way easier at first, but it's skipping the teeth in the heavy batter. So I'm gonna whisk it with just a regular whisk at first. Oh, hey look, how convenient. A sugar bowl right here. All right. Well. Which was not this list. All right, so how was everybody's Easter? Does everybody celebrate? Did you do anything fun and exciting? Any special Easter traditions that you want to share? While you're thinking about it and typing it, Nani, why don't you come up and tell them about our Easter basket? I'm employing you. I force Nani to come visit, and then I make her work
Hi
storytelling.
everyone. Yes, this granddaughter of mine. She really keeps me going.
On camera, Nani?
She's not. Come on over, Nani.
Oh, I'm bashful. What can I tell you?
The frame starts about halfway through the oven, so it would be angled like
Oh.
that.
Really?
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Am I okay now?
Yeah, you're perfect now.
All right. Anyway, we have some interesting Easter customs, and the one my husband was of Polish ancestry, and so every Holy Saturday we prepared a basket with kielbasa, butter lamb, and hard-boiled eggs, and horseradish and vinegar and everything we were going to eat on Easter Sunday. Not, just samplings of this, please, because it would be impossible. And then we take the basket to church and it's blessed. But of course, I have my Italian ancestry. Could you hand me that bread?
Yes. Are you gonna share the Sicilian name?
Yes.
It's
Jenny
covered.
says hello, Nani.
This.
Who says hello?
Jenny.
Oh, Jenny says hello, Nani.
Hi, Jenny. Yeah, that's interesting, Jenny. That was my mother's name. So we have a connection here. But anyway, this is a traditional Sicilian Easter bread. You can see the hard-boiled eggs. Well, the eggs cook and they become hard-boiled in the oven that we made. And I always insert this in the basket to show my Italian heritage.
And the name of it?
The name of it is pupa con l'ova. And that means, translated, that it's a doll with eggs. Sometimes people would shape it like a doll, braid it around. But it was very interesting. It was a very important custom that I have maintained for many years. So I guess we'll keep it up as long as possible. I'm happy that my grandchildren are doing this and keeping it up because it really means a lot to me.
And are you giving credit where credit is due? Who made that?
Yes, granddaughter Tori made that one. I was supervising, so yeah, I've come to this great age where I can just sit and supervise it and not do anything. Great time. But a funny story is that going back one Holy Saturday, my husband was in the hospital in the ICU. And so naturally, where would I be? But I should have been in the ICU with him. And while we were there, he started getting very upset and agitated. You get down to Broadway Market, which is a famous place going especially for Easter, shopping for all of these goodies. So your children are not losing this tradition. And so, obedient, nobody ever called me obedient, but that's okay. I did not want to aggravate him since he was sick, so I went to Broadway Market. Meanwhile, the priest from our parish comes and he says, well, where's Luella? She's shopping. When I came back, I said, did you tell him why I was shopping? Oh, no, just said I was shopping. So here, felt about this bad. Your husband's in ICU, critically ill, and you're out shopping. That doesn't set a very good example. But that's the story of the custom, and I will now turn it over again to my granddaughter, Ashley.
All right.
Nice seeing you and talking to you today.
Anybody have any traditions they wanted to share? And if you watched, was it last weekend or the weekend before? I can't remember. We made those little ducky cookies. They were supposed to be, oh no, that was this Friday's dinner. It was the sweet bunnies that turned out to be sweet duckies. And I believe I posted a picture of, we used them as place settings for our Easter dinner, and we iced them. And we wanted it to be a nice spring green color, we thought. And it actually doesn't look as bad now. The first round looked like toxic slime green, but I wrote the names, and we thought it would be very cute and Eastery, maybe some greens and a little red or pink, and it looks like a horror movie. It looks like I killed these birds and wrote it in their own blood. Do you see that? It must be so bad that they didn't even eat them. They were afraid to eat their cookies.
They had too much food to eat.
Oh, it's because they had too much food to eat. Okay. That's Nani's excuse. Do you want to eat it now?
Yes.
Oh, well, I didn't think it was going to go that way. Oh. All right. We are, I don't know how many minutes in. Oh, what's up, Tor?
Jenny, it's very sweet, but it's not quite like challah or brioche. It's very fluffy and a little bit dry, but it is very sweet.
Could you hear her, Jenny? If not, we'll get Tori to come closer with her computer. Wah! These teeth are... It's getting a little bit easier to mix here, which leads me to believe we're at the consistency we want to be, but it's still... I need to, configure a way to hold my hands while I'm...
Saves you a gym fee.
It does, yeah, no. Oh. All right, so I guess while we're here and doing this, ooh, you know what? I told them I would tell them the story about eating garlic before. I'm trying to think of stories, appropriate stories to tell them. It's not super inappropriate. It's not appropriate to this. But I do believe either last week or the week before, in one of the videos, I told you I would tell you a story about eating too much garlic. So when I was in college, I was dating this other person, not Mr. Vintage Dietitian, and we lived together in an apartment, and we worked in the same office. And we actually worked in an office with three of my still very good friends were working there at the time. And I have always cooked. So definitely not this manner of cooking. I have never followed a recipe ever. Just a kind of throw together cook, but I cooked just about every single night in college, and these friends would come over and they would come over for dinner and eat and visit and whatnot, just about every night. And one night, I don't think they were there for dinner, or they were, and they skipped the garlic bread. I had seen where you could take a whole head of garlic and roast it in the oven, and so I think I did two, and I made garlic bread. And I used the whole clove to whole head. No, okay. The whole head, thank you, Tori, to put on each piece of garlic bread.
Oh, that sounds so good.
It was so delicious. It was incredible. However, the next evening or the next day, we went into work, and I didn't notice anything different, and nor did my boyfriend at the time. But we walked through the building and people, you could hear and see them reacting to the way that we smelled. And they would not let us stay in the office. They kicked us out of work that day and made us go home because the garlic was seeping through our pores so bad that the people in the office couldn't work. And I think we're probably gagging through their work day and made us leave.
May I tell
Jennifer
what's
says, just tuned in from Indiana, and Jenny says, LOL, gross.
It was gross.
But so worth it.
Yes, it was. Nani, come tell a story. They want to see you.
Jenny, I do just want to show you like the texture of the bread. So that's what it's like here.
Yeah, nice. Oh, we're on I can see it.
Yeah.
I'm on a delay.
The fun part is it's a different delay on my computer and my phone.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
That's good to know. Okay.
Well, on the good side of garlic, well, there's always a good side of garlic.
Yes. Wait, come on in closer. Remember, Nani, we're out of frame.
All of
Well,
this
anyway, I have a very dear friend, and she swore that every day she ate about half of a clove of garlic raw.
Aunt Hilda?
Aunt Hilda.
Okay.
And Aunt Hilda just turned 100 years old in January.
Mm-hmm.
And she's not doing that well because she fell. But up to that point, oh my goodness, up to a year ago when she fell, she was scurrying up and down stairs in her home, living on her own and very independent. So there are some good sides too.
Mm-hmm. She wasn't just scurrying up and down stairs. She was scurrying up and down ladders and chairs, wiping down all her cabinets.
Down, yes, she was cleaning things. And besides that, she would always go out every spring and dig up the ground and plant the garlic so she would have plenty of garlic to eat. So remember that.
Yes, she's a
Garlic
good woman.
is good for you.
Yes.
You're
And
welcome, Jenny.
if anybody, any of our friends here, you know mine and Nani's affiliation, obviously. But if any of you are praying people, pray for Aunt Hilda. Add her to your list. She is a lovely, wonderful woman, and she always appreciates prayers.
She is. She's wonderful, and I mean, she always. Well, I'll tell. Shall I tell this?
You could tell all sorts of stories.
She asked me to please take her shopping for a dress to be buried in, which I did. I took her to a local mall, and we're walking down this mall, and she didn't really get out that much to go to these places like that. And she's walking down the mall, and she's going, "God bless you, God bless you, God bless you." She's thanking everyone. So, when she was checking out, when she found the dress she wanted for her burial, she was telling the clerk, I bought this, I wanted a blue dress, and I found a blue dress, and I wanted this to be buried in this. And the clerk sort of looked at her, and she said, oh, yes. And so she's talking to the clerk, and they sort of had some rapport there. And so she's told the clerk, God bless you. And then she said, I want your name, I'm going to pray for you. Well, I mean, this was a number of years ago, and she's still praying for this clerk in the store that sold her burial dress.
Yeah?
Hi, Dana. We love you too.
Is that Dana?
Dana's here.
Dana! Dana, is my best friend Archer or my other best friend June available
Oh, is it Dana?
to say hello to? Oh,
Oh,
yeah, now Nani wants to come back. Dana's there.
I'm sorry. I try to avoid this. Hi, Dana. Nice to see you.
Huh.
Yes, I'm looking forward to seeing you soon again. Take care. I'm good. I'm finding a new venue for the wine tasting for next year. I have a meeting on Friday.
Dana's the favorite granddaughter, by the way.
See you later, Dana. Please hug those two little imps for me. Thank you. I thought you said Dina.
Dina? Who's Dina?
Elena's sister.
Oh. Hi, Archer. Hi, June.
Oh.
Jenny says she's seen Martha Stewart and Mary Berry make the bread and always wondered what flavor is like. So not that she would know, if not commonly done, but can you have butter and jam on the bread? Nani eats about 4 tablespoons of butter on the bread. I have seen Mary Berry's recipe. I think she used anise as well, which is what we used in the bread, but you can use any flavoring you want, really.
Okay. I mean, I would.
Archer and June are watching too.
Yay, Archer and June! Hey, guys!
Are they there?
Yeah, oh, Nani's coming back. Archer and June. Oh, and she's running.
Where did they go?
Well, you can't see them.
Oh,
It's not FaceTime, Mommy.
well, I was all ready to. I wanted to see those little darlings.
Well,
Oh,
Dana, text us a picture later on tonight so that Nani can say, well, say hello to them. They can see you.
It's Archer and June.
Archer and June, yeah, they can see you.
Archer and June. I'm looking forward to meeting you. Yes, your mommy and daddy are supposed to bring you to see Niagara Falls, and I'm a good tour guide.
Nani will feed you snacks. Lots of them.
Jennifer is listening while she puts laundry on the line, and I'm extremely jealous. Shut up. I have a story to tell.
Come tell the story up here, Tori. Jennifer, we have been talking. This is a whole...
Oh yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Okay, sorry. Tori's coming.
We had a whole conversation about this yesterday because I definitely prefer hanging my laundry on the line. Unfortunately, I live in town where I'm not allowed to do that. There's certain things I would not, but at least my blankets. But no, I'm not allowed to have a line, and I'm very upset about it. So, I'm jealous of you.
I am too. I'm so happy for you, though, and I'm so happy that your weather is conducive to putting laundry on the line. Nani, do you want me to tell your story?
Yes, go ahead,
Okay.
tell us.
So, Nani, her story yesterday for laundry on the line was that she fought with my grandfather, with her husband, for a while. She wanted a laundry line, and he said no laundry line. And so they got a laundry line. And she would be putting the clothes out on the line in the laundry. And then it got to the point where my grandfather started enjoying it, and he wanted to put the laundry out on the line. And then it turned into a race and a competition to see who could get out there faster so that they got to do the laundry, hanging up the laundry on the line. And then you guys...
Compromised.
Then they compromised, and Nani and Grandpa would go outside, and Grandpa would hand her the clothespins and the piece of laundry, and Nani would hang it. So it went from a competition to a cooperation. How's that? I like that.
That's a good story.
I think that's a great story. And now I want so you said you had a retractable one.
I had a retractable one.
Okay. I don't remember her retractable one. The one I remember.
Is the one that spun around.
Thank you, Nani. I'm telling the
sorry.
story.
All right.
That's the one I remember as well. The upside down umbrella.
Yes, it looked
Yeah.
like an upside down umbrella, and it was a circle, and it spun around. In my entire life, I have wanted one. One of these days, we're going to get one. Add it to the list of projects going on around the property here. We're going to get one someday. But maybe I'm really bad at doing my laundry. I like doing laundry, but our machines are in the basement, and I don't like going up and down these rickety steps in our basement. So someday when our laundry machines are upstairs, then I will like to do laundry a lot more, and then I will want to hang it out. I think we'll get there. I say that now. We'll get a line, and it'll still just sit there, and I won't do it.
Jennifer sympathizes with us, says that she currently has it up between trees, and she did it through the winter. I'm
Oh,
not
yeah.
brave enough for that.
No, wait.
But she also says, so sweet, haha.
Do they get, I guess I don't know this, and Nani, you may be able to answer it too, but Jennifer, did they get dry in the wintertime, or did they just freeze?
They get dry.
They do get dry?
It depends. I mean, there are some days you can't put them out.
Do they get freeze dried?
Yes.
I'm grounded.
I know. I feel like this has to have been 20 minutes. Have I been doing this for 20 minutes yet? It's much.
I don't know. We've been having so much fun.
I know. I've been having fun talking to everybody.
Jennifer says dries super duper slow, but smells delicious.
Ooh.
It has been 26 minutes and 16 seconds.
Okay. So I think we've been on live for 26 minutes.
Correct.
Okay. I think this is about 20 minutes in that time of mixing. And it's still obviously very hard if you can't tell by the context clues of my body language and whining. it is easier than it was right at first. And the top, like if I hold it up like you suggested, Tyler, it is way easier now at the top. It's very smooth going. But I'm trying to get, I guess I could scoop up from the bottom. Ooh, it is very fluffy in here. Okay, yeah, I think this is good enough. What's next, Nani?
Add flour to egg mixture.
Where's the book? Do you have the book?
Okay.
Right here. Add flour, baking powder, cream of tartar to the egg mixture. Add flavor of choice.
Okay, so add flour, baking, and do you have that sifted out already? Tori measured my ingredients for me.
Yeah, the white bowl is the flour sifted 3/4 times, and the little glass one is the baking powder, cream of tartar.
Okay.
And then obviously the bottled lemon flavoring is lemon flavoring.
Okay. I grabbed this bowl out and I'm looking, and this bowl is not going to be big enough. Okay.
Old Dirty Drake says hi, and Raven says, what's a vintage dietitian?
Hey, I am a vintage dietitian. The vintage dietitian is the name that I came up with for my business, which if you have been here from the beginning, before I even started YouTube, you'll know. I'm going to keep talking as I walk off camera. It'll be like you're really here, sitting here. The whole point of, or I guess the original idea of the vintage dietitian was to do videos like this. However, before that happened, the giant pandemic happened, and what led us to start the vintage dietitian a little bit early with a completely different purpose, I guess, is that I was concerned. If you can't tell, I'm very close with Nani, and I was very concerned that something would happen to her during that time, and I'm very partial to her cooking, and that I would not have her cooking later on when I needed it on a sad day. And also that her great-grandchildren and great-great-grandchildren should be able to have her recipes carried on. So I, right prior to this, we had made a decision in my home that we were going to pay all of our debt off. So the cars, the student loans, the mortgage, we were going to pay all of that down, and we were going to be in a nice, responsible position. Well, then the pandemic hit, and I decided with all of this, I had a little panic meltdown, and I called Mr. Vintage Dietitian and said, I'm afraid something's going to happen to Nani, and I'm not going to have her food, and we have to buy a freeze dryer so that we can get her down here to cook all of the recipes, and we're going to freeze dry them, and then in 30 years I can open it up when I'm having a bad day, and her great-grandchildren and great-great-grandchildren can open this up, and they can have it on a special Christmas, and it won't just be her recipes, it'll be made by her hands with love. And he said, okay. And so
The worst part is that was under-exaggerated.
that probably was under-exaggerated.
But Raven says COVID was crazy.
Yes.
And I make typos all the time. It's fine. Don't worry.
So I'm just gonna keep going with the story anyway. He said, okay, let's buy it then. I know we're supposed to be paying off all this stuff, but let's go ahead. We'll just sidetrack here for a minute. And we spent $5,000 on a freeze dryer, which is insane. So I, after purchasing it and letting myself calm down a little bit, started to feel aggressively guilty about that. And we already had another business. We own an antique business, and at the time we had a building with about 25 different vendors. And so we thought, well, why don't we just start a side business within this and make freeze-dried snacks and sell them, and that will pay for the machine, and then we don't have to feel so guilty about it. So that's what we did. I started freeze drying all sorts of stuff. We had to get approved through the Department of Agriculture, I believe, and that was a process in and of itself, but that's what the Vintage Dietitian was at first. It was a line of freeze-dried snacks, And then after maybe a year of that, I was finally ready to leave my other job. We closed down the brick and mortar antique shops. I left my job as a dietitian in the community setting and started doing this. So, to answer the first question, that's what a vintage dietitian is. And yeah, that's all I have to say.
Basically, she's a registered dietitian. She likes vintage stuff.
Yes.
That's long story short.
Yeah.
It's good to have the long story, but
Very long story. We have
sum it
time.
up.
All right, so now we are adding in our flour, correct? And our baking powder
Yeah, hold on, let me pull it back up.
and cream of tartar.
Yes. Add flour, baking powder, cream of tartar, and flavor of choice.
Okay.
So I'm assuming the way it has it written, add the dries, mix it in, and then add the flavor?
Okay. So we are adding our flour, which has been sifted 3/4 times. And then baking powder. And more flour.
More flour.
More baking powder. And you say then the flavor.
Then the flavor.
And does it tell us how much flavor?
Nope.
Okay, just flavor.
Yep.
Nani,
Raven says add egg whites whipped to stiff peaks and folded in gently, which is what we would do if we were making it without this recipe.
mm-hmm,
But the recipes in this book don't make any sense whatsoever, and they make me very angry.
yes. So if you are at home and wanting to make a regular angel sponge cake, you would be adding all of those together. However, this recipe wants you to do, Tori, can you bring that cookbook up and let them see the recipe?
Yeah.
So that they know what exactly, we're kind of just telling them in fits and spurts, sort of half sentences on what's going on here.
I'm typing the recipes from a few weeks ahead, so I need to find it.
Okay.
Here we go. Okay. So it starts on the bottom of this page to the top of this page. So let me back it up. I don't know if you guys can read that on screen.
I was wondering,
Yeah.
because in today's age here, there's a sponge cake and there's an angel food cake. And
Yes.
the sponge cake does not separate the eggs,
Mhm.
whereas an angel food does separate the eggs. And I was a little confused because this is called an angel sponge cake,
Yes.
as opposed to an angel food cake.
Yes.
So, I mean, I'm wondering if that's what the difference is.
Oh, maybe. Yeah, maybe this is a sponge cake with the word angel in front of it instead of an angel food cake with the word sponge in it.
I mean, that's the only thing I could
Yeah.
think of.
Nani, how much? We're adding the lemon flavor as recommended. How
I
much would
would
you add?
add at least a teaspoon and a half.
Okay.
So, Raven says if this is a vintage recipe, encase it all in lime gelatin and put olives and mayo in it. Funny you should say that.
That is funny you should say that.
But also Jennifer, that is a beautiful story. Jennifer lost her grandmother during the pandemic. And by
Okay.
the time that they did her celebration of life, she had her recipes and served her cookies all around her graveside memorial service. And there were so many smiles and filled with our hearts, and I have shivers as I'm reading that out.
I do.
It's beautiful.
I have goosebumps as Tori's reading that to me. That's so beautiful, Jennifer. What, of all the recipes that you made, what one was your favorite? And your favorite to eat, and maybe your favorite that had a special meaning to you with her? And while you're typing that up, if you want to, you don't have to share that. But if you want to share that, while you're typing that up, I just finished mixing in the lemon. And it does smell really good. And also, so we may or may not, obviously we may because we're hinting at it and I'm saying it, have a gelatin salad within this meal that'll be coming up. I believe the one we're recording right now will be coming up in 2 weeks. And there is a gelatin salad. However, I've been sent this TikTok, Instagram, Facebook reel like 4 or 5 times already, and one of you posted it in the Vintage Dietitian and Friends Facebook group. The tuna gelatin lamb cake salad something recipe. And if you have not seen it, if you're a part of the Facebook group, you have to watch that video because it is absolutely hysterical. And if you're not a part of it and you don't know what I'm talking about, I'm sure if you Google Easter Jello lamb cake salad, you will find it, and you will not be disappointed watching it, I hope.
To Raven, that's okay. I have no idea what we're making either. This is a recurring theme with this cookbook. If you haven't been following me for a while,
Yes.
we tend to edit out me crying while I'm reading these.
Yeah.
Jennifer says, hands down, her Butter Dreams were her dad's favorite, and the cookbook is penned Johnny's favorite. And then Raven says, that's so sweet, Jennifer, no pun intended. We love puns around here, so let it be a pun. And Jenny reminds us all that mayo equals bad for the Vintage Dietitian.
That is correct.
They equal good for the sister of Vintage Dietitian,
Yes.
Except on gelatin dishes.
Or,
Did you leave in when I almost fell out of my chair?
I don't know, but I was going to say the candle salad was not your favorite for the mayonnaise.
No, that was not my favorite for a lot of reasons.
No. All right, now I know that I have to put this in an ungreased angel cake pan in a low oven. We have our oven set to 200. It says to start it, if I'm remembering this correctly, start it in a low oven to let it rise and then increase the temperature to brown it. Is there any step in between that I'm forgetting?
I was only half listening to you. Bake for 40 minutes in an ungreased pan. Angel cake pan is good. Start with a slow oven until cake has risen, then gradually increase the heat until browned.
Okay, so any step after I have added this flavoring to put it in here. Anything else?
No.
Okay. This seems like a giant pan for this tiny amount. However, I know it's going to rise. I'm just curious about how much it will rise.
Raven says, mayo's so easy to make, surprisingly easy. I make mine a lot. Ashley has a couple of videos of her trying to make vintage mayo recipes with varying results. She also says 200 degrees Celsius, it'll burn so fast. We are uncivilized Americans, so we're doing Fahrenheit.
Yes, that would be insane.
I think we would be dead.
Yes. So, yeah, we are starting it. I should specify, I forget that some of the viewers of you are not American. So we are starting at 200 degrees Fahrenheit.
Jenny says, I am still hoping that Tori will get even for one dish that was really awful, and Ashley took a bite and said wasn't so bad, and I think you guys could barely choke it down. That is the one that I was referring to when I almost fell out of my chair. For those of you that haven't watched some of the episodes I'm in, I don't eat pork or pork products. But because that one was so awful and horrible looking, I decided to suffer with Ashley because I'm a good sister. And I took a good bite to make sure I reviewed it well, and Ashley went, eat.
I think I took the bite first and pretended that it wasn't that bad so that you would take a bite.
No, I think that was a different gelatin salad that you had.
Okay.
That might have been the candle salad. Oh no, the candle salad, you cheated and did eat the mayo with it.
That's a possibility too. I don't remember. once I have recorded these, the memory of them is gone. I barely recall any of it once it's been done.
You have to black it out for your safety.
Oh. All right, so maybe we need like a triple recipe for this, and we've discussed before on this channel that pans and baking utensils and things would have been smaller back in the day, but I don't know. If you are making this recipe at home, maybe we're going to be wrong, but I just have a feeling this cake pan is way too big for this amount of cake. What size, Nani, do you remember having angel food pans when you were young?
This one looks a little bit bigger to me, but I will make another comment, is that my recollection is that large eggs used to be larger than what they are now.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
So I'm wondering if might be a factor.
So you think the opposite. Other people have said that the eggs that they would have been using would have been smaller than what we use now, but you're saying you remember them being bigger than what we have now.
I remember them in my, but I don't go back to 1924.
Yes.
So, but my recollections say maybe 20, 30 years ago that they were bigger than what they are. I mean, this was an observation that I made before this was happening. I was thinking about it.
Okay. All right, so I'll show you guys this angel food pan. And this is a pretty vintage one, actually. This is a Comet. I would say this is probably, I don't know. Based on that logo, this looks like it's pretty vintage. But that's how much is in there. It's just barely covering the bottom. So we're going to put it in there and just see what happens. Maybe it'll be like, I don't remember what recipe it was that I said it was just covering the bottom and it wasn't going to be enough, and then it was like overflowing and spilling out. So maybe that will happen, but I don't think so. We'll put it in there for a while.
You can always be surprised.
We could always be surprised.
Jenny says, I think it had mayo, and that was so mean. Yes, it was mean, but you know what? That's probably the nicest thing she's ever done. Just kidding.
Jenny, do you have sisters?
Shut up, I'm still talking.
Sorry.
Speaking of sisters, yes, it did have mayo mixed in. There was also a problem with, we set the gelatin to cool outside and it cooled too much, so it was chunky. So it was gelatin mixed with mayo, and it was just the worst texture ever, and there was all kinds of other things wrong with that. I don't even remember what week it is, but if you guys want to go back and find it, you can just laugh at our suffering.
Was that the one where we like whipped it and mixed it with the mayo?
Yeah. Yeah. This week's salad also has mayo, but it's on top.
Yes.
And I don't love Ashley anymore enough to try a gelatin dish.
Yeah.
But then Raven can be my new best friend because she's hilarious, or I'm sorry, I don't know. And says, I've never seen a striped shirt like that for sale anywhere, so I'm going to assume you beat up Waldo and took it.
Yes. Yes, I did. That's why you can't find him anymore.
Jenny also says, yes, you did, and we're so delayed that I'm not sure exactly what you are referencing there. Raven asked, did we grease the pan? No, the recipe calls for an ungreased pan. Jennifer says, probably old news, but Betty Crocker really spearheaded regulated sizes. It was open season before. Oh, so kind of like women's pant sizes these days.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Could be. Could be.
And Raven says, muscle emoji, eye emoji, mouth emoji, eye emoji, muscle emoji, hardcore.
Yeah.
Again, you can be my new best friend.
I don't know what we're done cooking now. For right now, but I'm pretty sure maybe it was Waldo. Waldo might have been on a sailboat. Yes. I feel like this is a little sailor-esque outfit, so maybe his body is now being eaten by sharks. I don't know. I cannot confirm nor deny anything. I don't know what brand is this? I can't. Billy Joe? I don't know what. Nani, would you have worn anything like this at any point in your lifetime?
Probably in my 20s.
Okay. And that was in the 50s?
Late 50s.
Okay. So this was the late 50s. So maybe it was Nani that killed Waldo and
Waldo
passed this
had
shirt
it
down to
coming.
me. What?
Waldo had it coming, according to Raven.
Waldo did have it coming. Huh. If Waldo didn't want to be found and thrown in the ocean, Waldo shouldn't have been such a little tease and said, "Come find me." Well, I found you, Waldo. Nani, are you glaring or laughing at me? I can't tell.
Laughing at you.
Okay.
Raven is not going to reveal their gender. They are keeping it fresh with a PH.
Excellent. I'm not. I didn't put deodorant on today.
I did for once.
Excellent. This bowl we didn't even use is still clean. While that is rising, if you guys want to see our tablecloth that we'll be using, this is one of the ones that I got in Italy. I'll bring you over. Ugh. I don't know if I can change the view. Our kitchen is a mess right now because my kitchen is always a mess. But wait a minute, Tori, was there supposed to be butter in that?
No,
What was
I
the softened?
stupid, remember?
Okay. I just looked over and saw we had been softening some butter here I poured hot water in this and put it over top of my stick of butter to cool it, and just remembered that we didn't use it, and I could not remember if it was supposed to be in there. So,
It does, the chicken asks for butter or oil.
oh, well then we didn't even need to soften it, did we?
Yeah, not really.
Okay. Anyhow, you've asked for more pictures of our kitchen, and it's a mess because Easter was last night, and we hosted and also started recording immediately this morning. So you've pretty much seen all of it. We have a very small house. You've seen wait, I can't see the front of my video.
Waldo
That's pretty much
stole
it.
Raven's hat one time, then vanished into the crowd of Istanbul, never to be seen since.
I got them for
But
you.
were they in Constantinople after that, and was Carmen helping them?
No, because I heard that he stole your hat, and I got him for you.
Oh, Nani?
I may also have your hat.
Will
I
you
have
read
not
that
revealed
bottom
that yet.
comment out for us?
The bottom comment.
Bottom?
Una bella famiglia. Thank you. Excellent Italian.
They may be Italian. We don't know.
I know. Anyway,
You're
well,
talking to this one.
oh, a beautiful family. Translated.
Aw, thank you. We agree.
Is that what Tovaglia is?
Wait, that doesn't say familia.
No, it says Tovaglia.
It says
Tavaglia?
familia. The G is silent. You don't know you're
So
Italian.
it's Tovalia?
It's Tovaglia.
No, I don't know my Italian. Somebody never taught me.
Oh, what beautiful work.
Oh, why thank you.
Travaglia.
Thank you. Anyhow, I don't.
That's too small print for these old eyes.
This is the tablecloth, one of them that we got. And I just love, I don't know if, Tori, can you see the graphics? Because I can't see the front of the screen. Whoop. I'm trying, but we're on a delay. I think we're getting there. That's the rest of my dining room. All of you that want to know the look of the dining room. Yeah, okay. Here is our tablecloth and all the adorable little graphics on it. And then you wanted to see the rest of the dining room. And this is it. This is the whole dining room. And that's my bag full of plastic bags. It's obligatory. So that's...
Yes, as every good kitchen should have.
Yeah, that's the whole thing.
I insist you try it. Has said there better be some olive oil brought back from Italy for them. There better have been some brought back for me.
I'm gonna be awkward and silent about this.
Raven says that's a nice cloth. Looks like the kind they wouldn't be allowed near because they spill things. Same.
Yeah.
Jennifer says the Hoosier cabinet is wonderful. Original glass question mark. And James says that you're pretty.
Well, thank you to all of those things. Yes, original Hoosier, original glass as far as we are aware. And why, thank you. Nani is to be thanked for this beautiful face and messed up hair. And Nani, I insist you try it, is your very, very best friend. Who, well, we're going to put this one to the test. Nani, who is your favorite man in the world that isn't your grandson? Who is your other favorite? Grandson, not grandson.
You mean you're putting me in a position here that's not good. I'm just
well,
not.
I insist you try it. Also says, wow, how easily we forget who I am. And I actually did not know who this was, and now I do.
Yes. Nani, I'm trying to give you hints here.
It's her side piece.
That are appropriate for, it is not Mr. Vintage Dietitian. Mr. Vintage Dietitian is Nani's favorite grandchild.
My friend that always likes to get hats at Chinese auctions.
Yes,
It always looks
you
great.
can say hello.
And you mean he's on here too?
Yes, he is on here.
Hi, Dan. How are you, Dan? You know you're one of my favorites over here, but you know you can't compete with Josh. But
Josh?
well, I mean I can't. And she's making a face here. Dan, I love you.
Dan, I'm pretty sure they got the olive oil for you before they did me.
That's true, Tori. We haven't even given it to her. Nani does tell it how it is. We have battle scars in our brains.
Not even a joke.
So how long do you think, it doesn't say how long it's supposed to rise for, does it? What do you think, like 20 minutes or something?
It says until it rises.
Okay.
But 40 minutes overall.
All right.
Dana, I am too.
So, what next? Do we want to start another recipe? Do we want to say goodbye? What do you guys feeling out there? Anybody have questions or stories? Or are we done for the day? I mean, on live, we're not done for the day. We have a lot left to do. Another recipe? All right, let's go. Let's see. Let's do the chicken. We're gonna need to clean this countertop first.
We could do the
Yes.
strawberries.
It's too dang long to type out. Nani, do you want to hull some strawberries?
I guess I can work.
Raven, I am the baker of the grandchildren. I have never made a good meringue. I have made a really good pavlova though. Even as an uncivilized American, I watch way too much Great British Bake Off. Jennifer Adams says, tell me about your butcher's table / block behind you. I've always been curious. I love that thing.
Yes. This thing is incredible. I'm gonna. Well, ooh. Ah! Okay. That was way too loud. Sorry, guys. I figured out how to flip the screen. So this is, I was at an auction. That's my recycling down there. So pretend you don't see that. Oh, there's a string on my hand. I've always wanted a butcher's block, and we were at an auction for the antique business a couple years ago, and I saw it and I said, I really want that. And Mr. Vintage Dietitian said, no, that's way too heavy. We can't get it home. leave it alone. And then I think I had to go to work or something and left the auction. And then it turns out he and um, the rest of another family member ended up buying it and snuck it in the house, and it fits so perfectly, like right in between here. And I'm not going to pull it out because I tried that to show someone the other day. That is an original receipt from a purchase from somebody who bought something from the butcher. So this, like, you can see all of the grooves in here. This is not me having chopped things on it. Although, I mean, I could have, who knows? I could have slipped with something. But we've oiled it several times, and now we mostly use it just as a table to hold things on. But it is literally blood-stained. Yes, it is. There's quite a bit of red in there. There is a lot of blood on this thing.
$50, Jenny. Yeah, I'm gonna kick you for that.
$50. Yeah. You should have taken that. However, these things are extremely heavy to move around. Thank goodness. I mean, what am I complaining about? I didn't have to touch it. But the legs on this come off. So they were able to lift just part of it and get it in there. But I don't know. I talk about how things are very heavy and whatnot, and I move some of the furniture and things, but not the really heavy things. I Insist You Try It knows about several of the heavy things in this house because he has also had to assist in moving furniture and different pieces in and out of this house. So he could probably attest more to how heavy the things in this house are than I can. All right, so I'm gonna get stuff ready. We'll go on with the strawberries since, well, maybe we'll do the chicken mostly last.
Yeah, that still has to be broken down and everything.
Okay, so we're gonna start in on some strawberries. And
Raven says, are you scared of spiders? I am not. I am very chill with them. They pay rent in my house by killing all the bugs.
yeah, so Tori is not, no fear of spiders. Why? Is there a spider somewhere?
I don't know. They just asked.
Okay.
Also, I Insist You Try It says, what we making since I joined late? And Raven also hates spiders.
Okay. Well, if you need one killed, I mean, I took care of Waldo for you, so I'll take care of your spiders as well, Raven.
I'm assuming you are in Europe somewhere, so I'd appreciate the trip to come kill it for you.
Mm-hmm. I'll be right over. I Insist You Try It. We currently have an angel sponge cake, not to be confused with an angel food cake, in the bottom oven, rising at the moment, and we are about to make some strawberries.
Raven appreciates it. They are English. And Jenny says, the assassin.
All right.
Raven, my best friend, is English too, so say hi when you see him.
Everyone in England knows each other.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Okay. So I'll give you guys a sneak peek since you're here live. And this very appetizing, delicious looking concoction is what they are calling a perfection salad, and the recipe says not to be confused with the other very popular perfection salad. This one has cabbage and celery and pimentos inside and vinegar, and it's to be served with mayo on top. So we will be trying that later today.
We?
Nani and I.
Oh.
We. Not everything is about you, Tori.
Yes, it is.
All right, back into the fridge.
Raven, I hate it too. I'm very glad that I don't eat pork.
Okay. Now, strawberries. Instruct me.
Jenny accidentally married an Englishman once. Or happened half. I'm sure you accidentally married someone, but
Oh my. All right. Strawberries. How many strawberries? Or it just says strawberries, I'm guessing. It doesn't say how many.
Yep.
Okay.
It wants choice.
Well, I chose
It
them.
doesn't say how many.
I did choose them. And let's see. Pop the second. Now what?
Jenny and Raven are having a conversation. It's really funny.
Excellent. I like this.
What'd you say?
What am I doing next with the choice strawberries?
Hull them and put them in a bowl with plenty of cold water for a few seconds.
And then?
Then lift out with a skimmer into a second bowl of water. Turn into colander or strainer and chill. And that's chill, not chilly.
Okay. So I'm hulling them, putting them in cold water for a few seconds, pulling them out with a strainer and putting them in another cold water, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Raven says they have heard the English language is hard for non-natives. You know what some of those accents are? I've talked to a Welshman and I still have a migraine.
Nani, do you want to help haul?
That's what I came here behind the scenes.
Nani is behind the scenes hauling. I'm just filling our second bowl with water.
Ooh, East Anglia. What's your accent then? Well, that's true. I'm sorry. Welsh is not English. I apologize for that. My best friend is going to stab me later on, I promise.
I have one for me, one for Nani. Nani, would you like a knife?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I think so because it's.
Here you are.
Thank you.
Here's the scrap bowl. We have our scrap bowl here. You can put the scraps there and the hulled strawberries in there. And currently, we're filming right now. However, I mean, obviously right now, but after today, we may do one more week filming tomorrow since Tori and Nani will still be here, and then I need to edit. And then after this coming week is edited and ready to go, I'll start editing Italy more so that I can actually share it instead of just teasing you all about it. I can show you what we did. And then after that, after I get all of that finished, I'm going to start going through my vintage clothing collection to do a clean out, and I'm going to hold a pop-up in the summer, late summer, I believe, because that's how long it's going to take me to get through the whole collection. In our former antique business, we still own the building, so I'll be holding a vintage clothing sale pop-up to get rid of the majority of my collection. And if you would like to know, I don't think I'm exaggerating when I say I have probably thousands of pieces. Nani, I don't think you have seen the collection. Tori, you have.
No, I haven't seen it.
No.
Sorry, I wasn't listening. Collection of what?
Vintage clothing, my clothing collection. I'm going to be getting...
In my bedroom?
No. No.
Oh.
Not in the bedrooms, in the barn.
Oh, yeah. In the bedroom is probably 0.5%.
Yes. Correct.
But pause. Raven, are you my best friend? Because I think you are with this. Their accent is a hybrid of Norfolk, London, and a few others, but mainly just neutral English accent.
Okay.
South London, though.
Okay.
I insist you try it. Made some delicious focaccia that you'll have to replicate next time we're together. It was a hit for Easter dinner.
Aw, excellent. I mean, I can't eat it, but I'm very jealous. I insist you try it. Makes the best pizza ever. fabulous pizza dough. That's all I have to say about that. That's the end of the sentence. It's so good, I don't have anything else to say about it. It's that good.
So Jennifer, her mother was Appalachian, father Jamestown, New York. They were born in Texas, and their accent is everywhere. So that's fun.
Jamestown, New York.
It's pretty close to Nani.
That's pretty close to Nani.
For Raven, where is the brain cell?
Oh, this one's a kind of a... We're not going to choose this one.
We aren't.
No, it's a bad one. It's a bad strawberry.
So is this one.
Okay. A strawberry.
Well, let me tell you, it's like this.
It's like what?
Half of it's good.
Oh. Well, it's like this what? You said, let me tell you, it's like this, and then you didn't tell me anything.
Half of it is good, I said.
Oh, and you're eating the half that's good?
Absolutely. I have to be paid for my hard work
That's
for
true.
value.
When Jennifer hears Nani, she sounds like her grandmother.
Aw,
Oh,
that's sweet.
that's a sweet compliment, Jennifer.
I hope.
That's true.
This is too big to fit in there.
Well, no one's using it. That's the point, Raven.
Tori, I don't know what you're saying. I feel so left out.
That's the point. It's an inside joke.
We are inside. Tell me the joke.
That's only for the Grammys to know. And Jennifer says, it is. I haven't heard her voice in over 3 years.
Aw.
Oh,
Well, I'm glad that we're
No.
able to bring up some happy memories then.
right. I'm glad they're happy memories.
Do you have any home videos with your grandmother, Jennifer? Because that's what we've been doing a lot, is making sure we record her and get all the stories for posterity and the great grandchildren's.
And on a totally different note, back to this. I'm gonna pour that all over the. Wait. Sorry. Here. That's what's sitting in the first rinse bowl. And I forgot. I've only been doing this on live. I forgot to actually record it. We're supposed to be recording the actual video. I guess we better do that.
What do you want me to do with these?
Well, give me 1 second. I am rinsing that first round of water out. And we're going to do a second round.
All right.
Sugar-coated Mystic says, tip stainless steel reusable straws make jaunty little strawberry hollers. Well, the stainless steel straw is in my coffee right now.
Whoa. Here's this one. Wait, I have a bubble tea straw.
Is it metal?
No, but maybe it'll work. The plastic will work. Okay. So for
Strawberry soup. Yeah.
the recording, strawberry soup.
Yeah.
I mean, that sounds good. That one didn't look good. I wouldn't want that strawberry soup, but like a strawberry gazpacho, heck yeah. For the video that we're recording to come out in 2 weeks, we have our choice strawberries that we have chosen at the moment. And Nani is in the background here. She is hauling some. I am hauling some. We have put one bowl. We've started it putting into one bowl. And then we're using the slotted spoon to lift them into this bowl here. And then I believe we have to put them through a colander after. However, we are live right now. And who told us to do the...
Sugar-coated Mystic.
Sugar-coated Mystic suggested using a stainless steel reusable straw as a strawberry hauler. Holla.
We're not in the Appalachians. That's
Yes. Tori is currently using our stainless steel reusable straw for her coffee, but I have a I know, a bubble tea one here, and, well, ooh, it's sort of working. Ooh, it did sort of work. It just, it pulled the bottom.
Raven, send the pavlova with the brain cell. And tell us about how the apple pie was originated.
Okay.
Did you say pavlova?
Yes.
Oh, pavlovas are good. Is she from Australia or New Zealand?
They are not revealing their gender. They
Okay.
are from England.
Oh, okay. Because I remember having pavlova in both Australia and New Zealand.
Nani's been a lot of places.
So many places. They say it originated in England.
Wait, which, the pavlova or the apple pie?
Apple pie.
Ah!
I was
Where
going
in
to say,
England?
I think Australia would.
I just missed slicing my whole finger off.
Oh, brother.
But probably just cutting it tiny.
As we're doing these strawberries, I'm reminiscing here.
Okay.
And I'm reminiscing, you came to my house one day, and I told you that we bought strawberries, and I said, well, why don't we make a fresh strawberry pie? You know the story.
Well, I do. I was there, but you could tell them.
But anyway, so we started making the strawberry pie, and you said something about where was the pre-made
Sorry.
pie crust.
Oh, yes.
And the pre-made pie crust, I said, no, we make our own pie crust. So I was the first experience you had at making the pie crust.
Yes. And I still couldn't figure it out after that. But yours was delicious. I was shocked that people made pie crust at this point in my life. I was not aware of it. I thought you just bought pre-made pie crust from the store. I mean, I had a lot of experience cooking, but no baking. So, yeah, I was absolutely shocked and thrilled to find out that you could make pie crust. And Nani's pie crust is incredible.
We're not going to talk about the first pie crust I made for this channel. I'm still angry about that.
That's great. All right. Ooh, more strawberry soup. Nani, I think after last night, yeah, you can just leave it there. My recycling bin is full.
Well, I was just putting these here in the corner.
Okay, thank you. Precariously perched. All right, so now.
Well, yours was more precarious than when I put them together.
Yes. Now, I believe we're putting these through a colander. What's happening next?
Yeah.
Okay.
For everybody watching, just so you know, I am translating and typing up these recipes. So we'll probably be posting them as the episode goes.
On the Facebook group?
Yes. Or wherever they want them to. Tell us if you want it somewhere else.
Tell Tori if you want somewhere else, because I don't have them. Tori's doing it.
I'll send them to you.
Tell Tori if you want it somewhere else, because I am busy doing all of the other stuff, all of the editing, and keeping up with all of the other Facebook and Instagram things. So tell Tori if you want it somewhere else.
Put in a colander and chill. Serve with powdered sugar and cream.
Okay.
The lady behind me yelling from a distance, you want to try and guess if I'm a boy or girl asking a question. And then Tori question mark. What name do you know me as?
All right. Boop, 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 boop. All right. And
also, if this is you, I'm gonna be mad.
we have our strawberries done. Colandered. And they're going in the fridge to chill. Now,
Do you want to start on the chicken now then?
I would say let's, wipe everything down and start on the chicken. Actually, let's check on the,
Stop destroying everything.
angel cake. Angel sponge cake.
Jenny asks off topic, but Mrs. VD, who was right about the photo that you said was in Nani's front yard and she said was not?
I was right. However, we had a whole stack of photos, so she thought I was talking about. I'm very afraid to get burned. She thought I was talking about a different photo in her defense. You're showing off the teapot?
Yes.
Okay.
Was that Nani's or
No.
is that the
Nani's
not replicate?
correct. Nani's is still sitting on her stovetop. That's the second replica I think I purchased because I have broken 2 other teapots so far in the last 5 years. Okay. We're gonna move on to the chicken.
Jenny says, well,
Yes.
things change, so she gets it.
Mm-hmm.
Every English person is issued a tea set at birth and every other 10 years afterward.
What's that?
Every English person is issued a tea set at birth and another every 10 years afterward. I wish for
Yes.
myself.
Nani has kept hers. How long have you had your teapot? That Corel teapot? Did you buy it straight from?
Years.
Yeah. Did you buy it straight from them?
Mhm.
Yeah. Nani has had hers for like 40 years. I've had mine for. I've probably owned it for 7 or 8 years, but I started using it maybe 2 years ago. Prior to that, I had a clear Pyrex one that Mr. Vintage Dietitian's parents bought for me for Christmas. It was beautiful. I loved it so much. And the one day I'm standing right here, pulled it off the stovetop to go pour it into my mug, my teacup, and it just shattered. Right with the boiling water and all. I didn't even knock it off of anything. It just broke apart and spilled boiling water and shattered glass all over my feet. And I don't know what I did to the other Corel one. That one I probably smashed off of something or dropped it like an idiot. So this is my third one.
Show them the mug that I got for you for Christmas that you received 2 days ago. Oh, is it in the wash? Never mind.
It's in the bottom of the sink, so I'll show them some other day. I have a lot of mugs.
Do you have any covered soup tureens in your collection? Just curious.
Yes.
What the Le Cruzettes count as? Okay.
No, those are more Dutch ovens. I do have some covered soup tureens. I don't know if I have the ladles that go with them or not. However, here's what I'll say with my collection. If you were here earlier, you saw how small our little area is, and that's probably like a third of the house. There's a tiny living room and a bathroom downstairs, and then 2 bedrooms and a bathroom upstairs, and that's it. So there is about no storage, and we shut down a 2-building antique shop, and I would say our inventory was maybe, would you say a third of it, Tori? A quarter? Maybe a quarter was our inventory at the antique shop. And some of it we sold off, and most of it we didn't. So we still have all of it packed away. And at that time, we also were trying to make space in here to move around and be able to find our things. So we packed all of that away as well. So that is in the attic and the basement and the barn. So all these things, when we're doing these recipes, I'm like, oh, this will be perfect to use for that. And then I'm like, yeah, I have no idea. I have like 5 of those things that we need for this, and I can't find them anywhere.
And then as soon as we finish, she finds them.
Yes. Oh yes, I was supposed to check to see if this had risen. It has risen slightly, but I don't know if it's going to rise any more because there was only like this much of it in there, and now I think there's maybe this much of it in there. I'm not really sure.
Gary says hello from the UK, and Raven says, Gary, it's been a while. How's the family? Apparently all UK citizens know each other.
Hi, Gary. You know it's going to be great when they find out they actually do know each other.
All American citizens husbands know each other, we just deny each other.
Yes. All right, so I am washing down the counter right now. We are going to start the chicken. This will be fun because I'm not going to be able to edit from all the mistakes I'm about to make cutting this chicken into pieces. So I don't like editing, but I do like editing because I can get rid of all of the parts that I don't want you to see with me screwing things up terribly. But let's get the ingredients out. Tori, other than a chicken and butter, remind me about the ingredients for this chicken.
1 chicken, half a cup of water mixed with half a cup of milk, which is in the fridge already done. Indeterminate amount of flour, indeterminate amount of salt and pepper.
Okay, any butter?
Nope. Well, yes, but for the pan.
For what?
Frying in the pan.
Okay. For the, let me put the recording on as well.
I'm ignoring the family reunion of Gary and Raven, so you guys just, y'all do what y'all are doing.
Whoop. You guys are also getting an up close and personal look at me trying to record while I am doing all of this. So it's a lot of back and forth and forgetting. So for our fried chicken, we are going to go ahead and use gluten-free flour. I still have a little bit of this namaste flour left over, so that's what we're going to use. The angel sponge cake, if you noticed before, we used regular flour as well as for the hot biscuits. Now, Tori and Nani are going to go ahead and try the hot biscuits and the angel sponge cake, but I'm not going to be able to do that. However, I do want to be able to try the fried chicken, so that's why we're going with gluten-free flour for this and not for those other ones. Pow-pow. Pow-pow, pow-pow. Nani, do you want a drink?
Do I want what?
A drink?
No, I'm fine. I have water over there.
Okay.
Okay, well, what's it doing over there?
I don't want to mess up the table here.
Oh, you're very sweet. I appreciate that. Here. All right. So I want to, before I start chopping up that chicken, can we get everything measured out?
It is.
Okay. And so can you read me sentence by sentence so I know how I want to set this up, please?
From the book or from what I translated?
From what you translated. Actually, read it from the book so that they can hear it if they want to hear it.
Alright, guys, go ahead, take your ibuprofen right now. Disjoint and cut the chicken in pieces as for frying.
Okay.
Dredge well with flour, which has been seasoned with salt and pepper.
Okay.
In a heavy iron skillet, heat 3 tablespoons cooking oil or butter substitute.
Okay.
In this, brown the chicken on both sides, then transfer to a buttered casserole. When all the chicken is brown...
Wait, stop. That's as far as I can comprehend.
Nobody cares about what you're comprehending. I'm reading them the recipe.
Do you want to meet Waldo?
Listen, we don't do that. Find another way to kill me, please.
All right, you can actually, my apologies. Go ahead, keep reading, but I'm not going to listen.
Right now.
What's that?
You ate the corgis? What's wrong with you?
I ate the...
Not you.
Oh.
Okay, when all the chicken is browned and in the casserole, add a tablespoon flour to fat remaining in skillet. Stir until it begins to brown, even though it's already browned, I guess. Then add 3 cups, half milk, half water. And when it is creamy, pour over the chicken, adding more seasoning if necessary. Cover and bake very slowly. 2 or 3 hours will be required if the chicken is old. And I believe that is old in age rather than old in it smells really bad. Like the suet that was 2 days old.
Yes. Correct. dish do we want to use for this? How about this one? Is this one going to be too big? Oh, we'll use this one. It'll be okay.
I think the last time we used something that was bigger, the cream sauce was weird.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
but I could be remembering wrong.
I don't want to dredge in this bowl.
Hi, Hay!
Hi, hey. What is that?
My friend Hay.
Oh. I'll also say.
Where is Nigella? Certainly she could offer some inspo here.
Probably a lot more.
Yeah, but Nani would probably have a very big problem with the pronunciation.
Ah.
Why?
She said she just says things weird.
Nigella?
Yeah. Am I doing the wrong one? She's the one that goes mozzarella.
You're thinking about Giada.
That's it.
I was gonna say,
Nigella. Oh,
um,
is she the barefoot?
no.
Oh, I don't know which one is which.
I
I
think
only watch Great British
Yeah.
Bake Off.
Nigella was on, I believe, one of the cooking talk shows. If I'm remembering, was she on one, or maybe she was just a guest on one? I don't remember.
I don't know who she is, so I have no idea.
Yes. She is both beautiful and an incredible cook. Unless I'm thinking of the wrong person too, I don't know. Okay. Now, it does say salt and pepper, however, well actually, let's go ahead and record this as well. She has a lot of cookbooks as well. Alright. Our flour we are seasoning with salt and pepper as it called for. However, as we have discussed in the comments and in the Facebook group as well, a lot of these women would have added their own seasonings that they wanted into this. So even though it says just salt and pepper, you would have been using whatever spices that you were accustomed to and liked. So we're gonna go ahead and add some garlic, some onion, what else would have been
Sage
used?
was good.
What's that? Sage?
Sage.
Yes?
Sage or rosemary.
Okay. And all of those would have been readily available back in the 1920s, I believe, so. We're gonna go ahead and use them. Okay. Got sage.
Raven says Nigella is an English quote-unquote chef, by which I mean she drinks way too much, as is the English tradition, and then makes an attempt.
Yes.
Well, that's pretty much what we do minus the drinking.
Mm-hmm.
Jenny says tonic and something else, dunno. Raven, tonic and all the vodka in the country. She finished off the gin already. Galia, I'm sorry if that's not how you pronounce that. People did not have a lot of spices back in that era. Yeah, I've noticed.
They seem to be partial to savory, like summer savory, or at least in this cookbook with whatever this demographic is that was cooking. I notice a lot of it seems to be English or like general UK area inspired. So the things, even they were calling Italian spaghetti, is definitely not Italian.
Well, you have to remember that, I mean, spices, and this is, they were brought back by Marco Polo. And really in the Venice area, which is why you find Northern Italian cooking has a lot of these things like nutmeg,
Mm-hmm.
cinnamon, that are completely alien to the southern part of the country. But this is where the spices came in and were started to be used throughout. So, I mean, they've been around for a while.
Oh, right. We're talking about in America, though, in 1924, what they would have been using at that time.
Sorry.
Oh, no, you don't have to be sorry. Nani's mind is still in Italy. She hasn't gotten over it yet.
Yeah, the publishing was from Chicago.
Yes. But we've kind of determined that, or we think that a lot of these recipes, some of you have said that you've looked at other cookbooks and some of these recipes are taken word for word out of other cookbooks to be used, and there is a good chance that a lot of these recipes would have just been things that were sent in by the viewers and the readers of the magazine, and that they would have maybe not tested any of these. They would have just used what was being sent in. And then at the beginning of the cookbook, it is mentioned that there was a dietitian. I think her name was Ellen something or other. And she reviewed all of the recipes for the nutritional content in them. Now, I don't know that anybody reviewed.
Lillian.
Oh, Lillian.
Lillian Dinabor Rice,
Ooh.
the well-known dietitian in her laboratories at Forest Hills, New York.
Okay. I don't know why I keep thinking her name was Ellen. Not even close.
Ellen, there's L's in it.
I guess so.
Don't forget your cake.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, I definitely forgot about it.
I'm about to get elbows deep in raw chicken. So, Tori, you I'm not there yet. So I can check it. Yeah, I think that's about as far as it's going to rise. We'll show you guys what it looks like since many of you were here at the beginning. And I know I have to clean my stove. But that is about as far up as it's getting, which is not very far up. So, but I think that's about as far as it was before. So that's as far as it's gonna get. We're gonna turn it up. What do you think? 350?
Not
It
that
said
far yet, because it
gradually.
says gradual.
Oh, gradually.
250?
No, it'll rise higher. Okay. Then we'll wait. Okay. Hold, please.
No.
My tea is holding up the phone for you guys. All right. Tori, you are officially in charge of that cake because I'm about to be covered in salmonella.
Okay, I'll immediately forget about it.
Okay. Nani, you be the reminder.
Yes.
Okay. Do I need to pat dry? I assume yes.
It doesn't say that, so,
I think yes still.
okay.
I think in banking where they probably didn't, but
It just says disjoint and cut the chicken in pieces as for frying, then
Okay.
fill with flour, blah, 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 blah.
Battery is running low. We may have to plug her in.
Your phone or the camera?
Phone.
Okay, let me grab my portable.
Okay. All right.
Oh wait, you have an iPhone. Do you have a cord?
Yes, it's a C connection.
Oh, I see.
No. Instead of a USB at the end, it's a C. Okay. No, that's USB. It's an iPhone. The cord at the end is a C connection. not a
It'll
USB.
still charge from this.
Okay, I think I'm not understanding what you mean, but
The other people at work use this to charge their phones that have iPhones. Where is your...
on the
plug?
bottom.
Okay.
I don't.
Well, we're gonna have to figure out how to do this. I'm gonna make y'all dizzy for a second.
I don't.
That's not a C.
That's exactly what I just told you.
You said C.
Listen, I have an iPhone charger. The connection at the end of my iPhone charger is a C, not a USB.
Ah.
Oh.
So which cord am I using?
I don't know what cord you're using. I'm telling you, that's the cord I have. That's the connection I have. I don't
The
know
one
if
that
it'll work.
The iPad is in?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't know if it'll work or not.
Well, we'll find out.
Maybe.
If not, we can just, well, I don't know.
I am not excited about showing everyone my skills at disjointing this chicken.
I don't know how we're gonna do this.
Tori, just stand there and hold it up the whole time.
Okay.
I don't know if that cord works actually.
I will
Oh,
tell
I
you
didn't
back in
turn
the
it on.
day, that's the way everyone had a chicken. You never had
Mm-hmm.
skinned, boneless chickens, pieces. You
Yep.
always bought a whole chicken like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then you were talking about the age, about being old. If you bought a stewing chicken, that meant that it was a little bit older than that. But
Yes.
that's the way.
Mm-hmm.
And we always, there was chicken markets, and people went and bought the whole live chicken.
Mm-hmm.
And you want to hear a funny story?
Yeah, come on up and tell it, Nani.
Hold the camera while you're doing that so I can find something to put it in.
I remember the story that my aunt, who was quite an animal lover, and anyway, but she had gone to the market to buy a live chicken, and she was carrying it back and did not know it was against the law to carry a chicken upside down, a live chicken, and she was carrying this live chicken, and the poor thing, this was during the Depression years, and she was stopped by the police, you know, and practically arrested. She didn't get arrested, but they took the chicken away because she
Oh, wow.
was carrying it upside down.
That's a really interesting story. Is it because it was hurting the chicken to carry it
Yes,
upside
yes.
down? Okay. All right. Tori's attempting to.
Nope, that's gonna go back way too far.
Okay.
Do you want me? I can stand here and you can do whatever you have to do.
Well, whatever I have to do is not safe for consumption.
It's not charging anyway.
Oh.
I don't know if that cord works.
My thing just keeps turning off, so I don't know. I don't know what to do.
Okay. Well, we'll just keep being live until my phone goes dead.
You can switch to your laptop, maybe.
I could.
So there's camera, but
All right, ladies and gentlemen, my phone is at 15% currently because we've been on here for like an hour at least, I think. So if we go dead, we may attempt to go back on with the laptop, and if it doesn't, then I guess we will see you again Friday or so with a stuffed shad dinner. But we're gonna keep going till then.
Raven says Ashley said the charger wouldn't fit. Yeah, well, we're sisters, so we have to argue.
Yes.
It's part of the appeal. Jenny says saw a recipe for Irish Italian spaghetti from the 1950s. I'd imagine the menus from 1924 were very different to today's. Yes, they are.
Yeah.
Listen, Linda, I say that all the time. Also, the way that you're holding that knife was so menacing. Yeah, I was thinking the same thing while I was standing like 2 feet away from her and arguing about a charger.
Stop arguing about the charger with me.
And McCluckins never stood a chance. Rip Mr. McCluckins.
Oh,
There was no Mr. I added that.
I think it was this is a lady chicken. Wait a minute. Go back. I want to hear about this Do you know the details of this Irish Italian spaghetti? What are they? I'm very interested.
Was there just a bunch of potatoes on top?
I'm gonna laugh when it is.
I know.
Mhm.
I'm only half joking.
Where is
Oh, I
it?
don't like that it got really quiet.
It did get really quiet.
That makes me uncomfortable.
All right. Okay. Anything?
Just take care. Nice to see you all if we go dead.
All right. Hey, you too.
I might
This
go
has been
dead
really
because
fun.
Ashley stabs me.
It's a possibility. If the phone goes dead, I'm only pretending that my phone is dying. I'm just giving myself an escape route off of live in case I stab someone with this.
In case anyone wonders why I'm not in more videos, it's because we will kill each other if we're around each other too often.
All right. Let's see. Anybody want any stories, any questions, anything I can answer instead of awkwardly just stabbing this chicken?
The crazy bit is no potatoes at all, and it wasn't Irish. Raven asks, "Are you all married?" I am not. I will never be. That is disgusting.
I am not married to anyone in this room right now. Nani was married to our grandpa, and how long were you guys married?
We were married 36 years, and this year would have been 60 years on D-Day.
Yes. And so she has not remarried since then because she is way too independent and does not have time for any of that. And so, oh wait, I'm still recording over here too. Does not have any time for another man to tell her what he thinks she should be doing.
Well, an interesting story that I can tell you is that I was never very domestic, okay? I felt that back in...
Wait, I'm gonna wash my hands, and since this camera the battery is dying, so that you can come in and tell them with your face. So you don't have to hold that anymore.
Oh.
Give me a second. Tori, come help her actually while I'm washing my hands, because I think it's gonna take a minute. Can you unplug that?
Oh yeah, we could have done that. I don't know why she's still holding it.
Yes.
Oh,
It's because we're all silly, that's why.
oh, all right. Ashley said I'm very independent. Yes, I am very independent. And back in the early 50s, I had decided that contrary to the common practice that day, that I needed an education and not get married. So I went on and had my education and didn't really have time to learn anything domestic, cooking or things like that. So after a number of years, yes, I did meet the ideal man, and we were happily married for many years. But when we got engaged, I decided I was going to try and cook a meal for my future husband. My aunt calls me on the phone and says, "Let me cook the meal. He will never marry you, if he tastes whatever you eat." Well, anyway, he did marry me, and I did turn out to be a pretty good cook, I think. And most people seem to think that, I guess. But let me tell you, there were a lot of members of my family that if I had cooked something at family reunions, they sort of turned their noses up and were afraid to try it, until some of them thought that it was made by my mother and not me, and then they tried it and were thanking her. That's the little story there.
I like that story.
With a name like Nani, I didn't expect such a young and pretty lady.
Oh, thank you. Especially for the young.
Mm-hmm.
The pretty's good too, but the young, boy, really makes me feel good.
Listen, according to your brother, I look exactly like you, so you're gorgeous.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
We have our chicken carcass in this bag here, and I will just keep filling it with scraps. I think probably you guys don't know this yet because the video on Friday hasn't come out yet, but I went to the Strip District in Pittsburgh a few days ago, probably a week ago now. And yes, the Strip District. Nani.
Look on my face.
I said we went to the Strip District, and Nani went, Strip District, whispering quietly over there. Yes, Nani, the Strip District. It's a very wholesome district. We got, I went to several places looking for this shad, which is a fish that I had never heard of. You'll have to watch to find out if I found it or not. But I stopped in at some of the Asian markets to see if I could find any chicken feet to make chicken stock, to make some bone broth. And because I couldn't find it anywhere around here yet, and there are some chicken feet, a whole box of chicken feet, well, when I say box, like this big, sitting in the freezer right now. So as soon as this bag is full, I think we probably have another couple chicken recipes coming up. We will empty this and all the rest of the carcasses and all the rest of the feet into our giant stock pot and make chicken bone broth.
Chicken toe soup.
Chicken toe soup, yeah.
And chicken carcass sounded so metal.
Yes.
Your great grandmother loved.
We're very intense around here. Your mother, Jenny?
Yes.
So we have our chicken cut up here, and we are now flouring it in this mixture that we have. And I have the oil, I used butter for this one. I have the butter going in our iron skillet, and we're gonna go ahead and fry this up. Now, you're giggling over there, so what are you giggling at?
You guys live in tents? I mean, we're in the backwoods of Pennsylvania, so half the time.
Yes, sometimes we live in tents. We could. My plan this year, one of my goals is to start overnight camping a little more often, and which is going to be difficult for me, I think, because I really like my own bed, and I'm a very sensitive sleeper. So we're gonna try overnight camping in tents. So maybe
We
that's
did that
true.
for many years, but I won't do it again.
Yes.
now.
No. All right, survey out there. For those of you who eat chicken, are you white meat, dark meat? What type do you prefer? I will say I used to like the breast more. I like the white meat, but now as I've gotten older, I think I prefer dark meat. Nani, you're a breast.
Yes, I
Lady.
haven't changed. I like the white, the breast,
Mm-hmm.
and that's what I like.
Yes. Tori?
What?
Oh my gosh, pay attention.
Never. What?
What type do you like, dark meat or white meat better?
On what type of bird?
Chicken.
None.
Okay. Tori
If
doesn't
it's-
like a chicken.
If it's not fried,
Mm-hmm.
I don't really care. I'll eat whatever. I just don't like fried chicken.
Well, we weren't specifying fried. Chicken in general. Do you prefer dark meat or white meat?
I don't care.
Okay.
I just like it as dry as it can get.
Okay. That's weird. All right.
Jenny Goddard says 1950s, so canned soup.
Oh, yeah.
Cream with mushroom and tomato, ground beef, and onion, salt and pepper, Frank's Red Hot.
Ooh, Frank's Red Hot. Really?
Uh-huh.
I have no idea why I agreed the last names half the time and
Yes.
then not.
Yes.
Um,
So that was for the Italian or Irish spaghetti?
Interesting. Galia, again, I'm sorry if that's not how you pronounce that. My grandma loved to eat the feet, and dark, ... white has no flavor.
Okay. You know, I'm kind of with you on that. I think I like the juiciness of the dark meat and the flavor much better now. So yeah, we're on the same team.
Raven says, you said we're very intense around here, and I said you guys live in tents. I prefer kangaroo meat. That was one
Ooh.
good sentence to read.
Yes.
Jenny says, no clue how that's Irish, neither do I really.
Mhm.
Raven, chicken is a meat that I don't like, but I prefer the breast as long as it isn't from a battery farm. Only natural, small local chicken owners.
Okay.
Jenny says yes. Dana says white meat for me, and Jenny says depends on how it's prepared.
Okay. I like it. I like it. So Dana, if you come over for dinner, you can have the white meat and I will have the dark meat. It'll work out nicely. All right. We're almost fully breaded. And normally what I would do here is probably bread half of it and then put it in the skillet while I'm breading the other half. However, it's about to get real loud in here when I start breading this chicken. So, or frying the chicken.
Cake?
What's happening to the cake? It's still rising.
Okay.
It's very quietly, gently rising. They do sell kangaroo meat also at the Strip District in Pittsburgh. They sell all sorts of exotic meats. They are exotic for us here in Pennsylvania. There are several places that sell different types of meats that you wouldn't normally find around here.
Our cousin married a woman from NOLA, New Orleans, and she is going to buy the alligator and make me fried alligator at some point.
Excellent.
I'm trying to convince her to do the snake, but she won't do it.
Okay. You know, we have several like wild game cookbooks here somewhere in my collection. Also have hundreds to maybe 1,000 cookbooks. I don't know. I know at least a couple of them are wild game cookbooks. And so I don't know if any are geared not toward Western Pennsylvania. Like there'll be a lot of probably venison, groundhog, that sort of stuff. But I'd be interested to see if there are any snake or kangaroo or bison or something like that. That would be very cool.
Jenny says, I think it's easier for a lot of people to not screw up thighs. Dana says yes, and then we'll all camp in a tent in the yard.
Yes!
And Raven says, I like the ostrich, kangaroo, boar, and deer.
Ooh, I have
I
had...
love deer. Nani does not.
No.
But I like ostrich.
Yes. Nani, do you want to tell them how I almost had ostrich?
Before you do that, yes, Jenny, groundhog.
Yes. Groundhog, what else do they call it? Whistle pig, and what's the other word for it?
Phil?
No. Groundhog or...
I think she knows what groundhog is.
Oh.
She's questioning the eating of it. Correct me if I'm wrong on that.
Oh, probably. Also squirrel. I mean, people don't really eat that stuff around here often or popular. They ate it a lot probably like in the 40s and 50s and maybe even earlier. But there are still people who make, like they go wild game hunting out here and will eat raccoon or squirrel or groundhog. I have heard our very good friend and neighbor has told us his aunt supposedly is like supposed to be the connoisseur of cooking groundhog. Her groundhog is the best. He said he tried it and it was not that good. He did not like it. But you probably, similar to other things, you have to be used to eating something like that. Like I've eaten venison probably my whole life and I really want to be somebody who likes it. I just don't.
It's free meat.
Yeah, it is free meat. I mean, after the hunting licenses and the guns and the ammunition and the...
That's neither here nor
Yes.
there.
Other than that, it's free meat. But I just really don't like the flavor of it. And unless it's pressure canned. I like it once it's been pressure canned, but after that, other than that, I don't.
I enjoy it. I've never had groundhog before, but I have had squirrel, and I'm mostly indifferent to it. I don't hate it, but I don't love it. Raven says ostrich meat is so good though. Groundhogs are cuddly and cute. Raccoons are also cuddly and cute. Jenny says we used to eat squirrel, and by that she means Midwesterners. Raven, make them use a bow, then it's free.
Girl, have you ever priced a bow? It is not
Raven,
free.
Indeterminate gender.
What's that?
That's Raven, indeterminate
Oh,
gender.
excuse me. Well, I am picturing you, and in my mind, that's how I'm picturing you and talking to you. But yeah, bows are not cheap. Also, groundhogs might be cute and cuddly until they're in your yard, ripping up all the holes in your yard and eating your garden to death. And raccoons are adorable until, okay, this is graphic, so cover your ears if you don't like it, until they break into your chicken coop and they are nasty little devils and they rip the heads off of your chickens and kill them just for the sport of it. They don't even eat them. They just rip them apart, kill them, and then just jaunty walk away like it's hilarious. We hate, I mean, they're really cute. They are really cute, but they are death machines in this area.
Yeah, very much so.
Same with foxes. They're so cute, but they are, oh, battery low. Yeah. Foxes also, little death machines. Everything around here kills everything, pretty much. You know what the least deadly and scary thing is that we have in relative abundance in this area? Is a black bear. None of you are just staring at me. Yeah, bears are the least scary, mean things out there.
I'm also thinking of the night that I heard this racket, like somebody was breaking in the house. And it was a summer night and the window was open with screens. But that particular day we'd had a birthday party and had lobster.
Okay.
And knowing that took the lobster remains and locked it in the garage.
Okay.
But we thought the raccoons would not smell it. But here I got up and I go and here's a raccoon trying to break into the house with
And eat your lobster.
well, the lobster was the lobster had already been eaten. It was just the bones.
Okay.
And we had locked the garbage part in the garage, not put it in the garbage can that was outside.
Okay.
But they could smell it all the way, and they were trying to break in.
Those little buggers.
It was very scary.
Yeah, no kidding. All right.
Almost as bad as the cat that attacked me at 1 o'clock in the morning.
What?
You've heard that story.
I don't think I have. Come over and tell it. They probably want to hear it.
Oh my God, I'm telling so many stories today.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I came home from one of my trips, and
Come on.
it was the end of summer, and evidently my son had been putting furniture in the house and must have left the door open for a little while, and some stray cat got into the house and hid, so no one knew the cat was there. 1 o'clock in the morning, I feel something attacking me around my throat. Well, I mean, most people know I'm a little bit, I'm very animal shy and don't usually get near animals. And at 1 o'clock in the morning, I had no idea if somebody had broken into the house and was choking me to death or what was happening. But here was this cat. But I'm not sure because the way I reacted, the cat was probably more frightened than me. Then I did get the cat out of the house.
Oh.
I don't know how you didn't hear that story.
I don't know. I'm remembering it a little bit now. All right. Any other comments or thoughts before we get these in?
Not so far now.
Okay. All right. I am going to start frying this chicken. Tori, it appears I'm watching Tori turn up the volume on the
Volume?
turn up the volume on the stove. So
It's going to be real loud in a second, guys.
I assume it has risen enough, our angel sponge cake. For any of you who are joining now, because we're probably at like an hour and a half at this point of going live.
Oh.
We started by making an angel sponge cake, not to be confused with an angel food cake. And it is to be put in the stove, the oven. My goodness. It's to be put in the oven to rise at a very low temperature. So we've got that going. And then it's supposed to gradually come up. So that's what it's doing right now. We also then did some strawberries. We are at 8% battery, so we might die in the middle of this. And we are frying our chicken now for week 16. So
Also, Raven, you lied. It didn't raise at all.
all right, I'll bring you guys over if you want to watch this happening and hear it. It'll be very noisy. Ba-bum. Okay.
The cake is ready to drink.
Hey, wait a minute. I can see these now that it's closer. Cindy! Cindy's here! I'm so happy you're here, Cindy. I'm so happy to be joining you while you're doing your dishes and cleaning up. All right. Oh, I need to turn this up a little bit.
Raven did say they're not a bagologist. Well, you're not getting a handshake then.
All right.
Anything gets a mix of the cake once it's sliced. Curious about it? We will show you that in the actual video.
Yeah, yep, you will see that in a couple weeks. 2 weeks from now, I believe it should be coming out. And I'll take some separate pictures and maybe if I remember, because I'll probably forget immediately upon hanging up, because I do that. I will try to remember to put it up on the Facebook group. So we are frying here, little by little. Tori, milk needs to be added to this casserole once it has finished browning, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am. And then browning chicken on both sides, transfer to a buttered casserole when all the chicken is browned in the
I can't, I've got water here and frying there. I need you to talk loud.
Brown the chicken on both sides, transfer to buttered casserole when all the chicken is browned, and in the casserole add a tablespoon flour to the fat that remains in the skillet. I have a headache reading this. Then add 3 cups half milk, half water.
Okay.
So brown the chicken, put it in a dish, make the gravy, pour the milk.
All right, we have our half milk, half water measured out and ready to go in. And I need a gravy of what?
For the dripping in the pan, it says add tablespoon of flour to remaining ingredients.
So we probably use the flour that we seasoned with. That would add a lot of flavor, I think.
Yes.
Okay. So that's what we're going to use. I don't know if I'm just yelling at you guys and it's very loud, but I am talking loudly because this is frying and the fan is going. To thicken with the gravy for this recipe, I'm going to use the flour, the leftover gluten-free flour that we dredged in because it has all the seasoning and I think it'll taste better that way. And I don't want to waste this flour, so that's what we're using. Okay. And just a heads up, we are still at 8% battery, so anybody that has joined recently, if we die in the video chat here, actually at this point, I feel like we'll be almost done with this chicken and the only thing we'll have left to do is to make the carrots. So if we die, I'm probably not going to pop back on otherwise. So I'll say goodbye. I love you. Thanks for hanging out with me. I miss you guys. Even though I've never met most of you. But I'm just saying it preemptively. This phone could stay fine for like the next hour. I have no idea.
Cindy says, hello, sweet girl.
Aw. Thanks, Cindy.
Alien says, my grandmother had an old country grocery store in the Blizzard Block was just like that one.
That's awesome. She ran it. Like she had a grocery store that she ran. And if that is the case, what year? And I have so many questions. Do you have any photos of it? Because that would be incredible. And do you remember it? And did they have all of those like jars, display jars on there? I have way too many questions for you because that is fascinating.
Haley up here in the Facebook group. Make a comment. Ashley can give you all under 15,000. Raven says, put us on charge so we can see the cake when it's done.
What?
There for the charger.
I'm sorry, guys. Tori is yelling and telling me, but I can't hear her over the frying chicken.
They probably can't hear me either. Hello. Raven says, put us on charge so we can see the cake when it's done. And I said, Raven, you were here for the charger argument. You know that that's not going to happen.
Raven, I told you already, the charger doesn't work.
Jennifer says, was wonderful saying howdy. Jenny says, thanks, had a giggler for, take care. And Cindy says, makes sense to use that flour.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, Cindy. I agree. You know what I think, though? it's talking about having the drippings, and I know that the skin is on this chicken, but I'm looking as I'm flipping this, and it said use 3 tablespoons of butter in there. I think we're gonna have to keep adding more butter in order for this to fry properly. Otherwise, it's just like the last ones are just gonna be dry flour. Like the fat of the chicken skin is not melting into the drippings into the pan because we're just flipping it quickly. So we'll see what happens. We may or may not have to add more butter, and I'm just assuming that our foremothers would have done the same thing, and I think it's pretty authentic.
Raven says, so much sass. Yeah, well, you deserve it. Galia says, yes, lived in the back. My aunt still has it. It had the place for knives and saws, etc. We must talk later about things. And then a moment later, she says, oh dear, lived in the back of where store was, not the back of the butcher block. And 1930s. We also, when we were growing up, the person across the street, we lived on an intersection.
Hold on, wait, Tori, come tell in person because your makeup looks, shut up, your makeup looks really pretty today. So you could tell them.
So when we were growing up, we lived in an intersection in the tiniest town in the world. And across the street from us was a little convenience store. And this was at a time where I, at the age of 8, could go over and say, hey, my mom needs some cigarettes, and he'd give them to me. But he lived in the back of this tiny grocery store, slept on a cot, and what, in our teenage years?
There was no running water in this place.
None. I don't think there was a toilet.
Correct.
Yeah.
I don't believe so. I mean, I don't know. We could see in the back sometimes, but my memory of what it looked like was from like 25 years ago. So, continue.
In maybe like our young teenage years, we found out that he had won that $1,000 a week lottery. So this man had a lot of money, and he just ran a rundown, tiny town, podunk grocery store and slept on a cot in the back.
He was also, I mean, he had a decent farm operation as well.
He owned that farm?
I saw him tractoring.
Well, he might have just been tractoring.
Yes.
Mr. Vintage Dietitian does it at 3 a.m., so.
Oh. Yes. I am fascinated, and if you are part of the Facebook group, I can't remember if you said yes or no to that. I have so many questions. If you have pictures and you're comfortable, post it in there, and then I will ask you my thousands of questions, or maybe the pictures will answer some of them.
Galia says, until the 80s, so from the 1930s to the 1980s. And Raven says some people just prefer to live that way of life.
Yeah,
And that's true.
I think that's awesome. I would love to get myself to a place, maybe not without running water, but where I don't have to rely on any modern conveniences anymore. I would like to be able to grow or barter for the majority of all of my food, and I would really like to never have to ever leave my home except to walk to a few neighbors' houses if I don't want to leave. And I don't mean because I get things delivered to me. I mean because I can take care of it all right here by myself. That's not likely to happen because we've met. But I think it would be really cool.
I thought you were going to say you would like to get to a point where you can live in a small space like that. And I said, Ashley, that's not going to happen.
No.
You are more of a maximalist than I am.
Yeah. No. But yes, I think he was used to living that way, and he probably had a much better life and much more relaxed and easier for himself life because he didn't have to think about and worry about all these things that we think are essential. Clearly they weren't. He lived a wonderful life. He had people to talk to, a whole community that loved him and talked to him every single day and was living his life perfectly wonderful on his own.
He was a wonderful, wonderful man. I loved him. He was Santa Claus every year. And
He was?
Yeah.
Oh, I our gym teacher was Santa Claus.
Well, he was also the Santa Claus, but that was in big town.
Santa's helper, not Santa Claus. The real Santa Claus lives at the North Pole, and his helpers come and help us.
I'm gonna finish the story.
Okay,
so, this man would be quote unquote Santa Claus every year in his little store, and we would go and we would talk to him. And he said, "I'm not really Santa Claus. He is up in the North Pole. I'm just one of his helpers. So I'll give him your message." Because he didn't want to lie to us, because he didn't want us to think that Santa Claus was there, because Santa Claus was busy. Raven said, "I just had some Sour Patch Kids. Why are they slimy and weirdly goofy, and why is the sourness so weird and off?" I think you need to, talk to someone else about that. I don't know. Just kidding.
Are you sure you're eating Sour Patch Kids?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I don't know. I don't really eat Sour Patch Kids that much.
Oh, I love Sour Patch Kids.
I like the flavor of them, but the citric acid makes my tongue hurt real bad.
Oh, yeah.
What does this say? Santa lives in Lapland, Finland, I'm pretty sure. They read the ingredients. It's malic acid and corn syrup. Corn syrup is so bad.
Ooh, wait, Raven, I wonder if your Sour Patch Kids are different than our Sour Patch Kids.
I think they are, yeah.
Okay.
Ashley, have you ever freeze-dried Sour Patch Kids?
No, they don't work.
Oh, okay.
Things, you can't freeze dry things, you can, but they don't turn out well if they have a lot of corn syrup in it.
Raven Sour Patch Kids are imports.
Oh.
That must have been expensive.
Also, Tori, can you go open the front door and start waving it? Because it is getting very cloudy in here and you guys are about to hear our alarm go off. Nani, the fire alarm, or the smoke alarm might go off here shortly.
You might actually hear it.
Okay. Alright, yeah, warning everyone, there's a decent chance my smoke alarm is about to go off in a few minutes, so if you start hearing aggressive beeping and yelling and whatnot, don't worry, we aren't on fire. My house is just sensitive and very dramatic.
I like me. English Mountain Dew has a much stronger flavor and has sugarcane sugar.
Okay.
It's okay, just be careful. Well, that's not fun.
Do you guys, anyone that is not in this part of the world, do you guys have Squirt, which is a grapefruit pop, I will specify? We also, Nani, you say soda, don't you?
Yes.
Okay.
I say soda?
Okay. My area of Pennsylvania, Pennsylvania in and of itself has like 4 or 5 at least different
It's like the UK.
dialects, just the state of Pennsylvania itself. So I say pop, and
So does Western New York, but I say soda.
okay, Nani is Western New York, so she doesn't count, but sort of. She calls it soda.
Excuse me?
I'm talking about for Pennsylvania. Tori has lived several different places and is pretentious.
Yes.
So she calls it soda. But anyhow, it is a grapefruit pop soda cola.
Raven says they call them fizzy drinks.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
One of the places I lived was Atlanta, Georgia, where every single soda/pop/fizzy drink is called Coke. So you get a regular Coke, you get a Sprite Coke. You definitely don't get a Pepsi Coke because that gets you kicked out of the state. Jennifer says, Indiana, it's hard to get there. I say soda. Again, Dad was New York.
Okay.
Raven says some parts of UK call it pop or fizzy pop or soft drink. Some places here call it spicy water. But why is it spicy? That's what I call seltzer.
All right.
Oh, is that why you were asking?
Yeah, because I was thinking about it.
Oh, okay. Raven's joking about the last one.
Oh.
But for chat, Ashley just took a big drink of squirt.
It is my favorite. All right, we are, how much battery? Oh, we have 3% battery left, so we are almost finished frying the chicken here, and it is almost all the way into the casserole dish. So the next step I'm going to take is taking this here. I'm going to probably put a little more butter into that skillet. I've already done it once or twice. I've added more butter because it's being absorbed by all the flour in the chicken. But I will add a little more butter. We will get this thickened up with those drippings. We will add it in and mix in our milk and water and get it in the oven, which I should probably preheat the oven for that.
That would be helpful, yeah.
What temperature? What type of temperature?
Cover and bake slowly 2 to 3 hours. Jennifer asks, do we get Fresca? I believe it has a grapefruit base. Yes, we do have it, but it's not like super popular here.
Yeah.
And Raven says, what's Fresca? Fresca sounds like a type of cooking oil. It's a painting on the side of the wall.
That's Fresco.
Yeah. Oh, I was thinking also of Fanta. But yes, no Fresca, Fanta. We can get Fresca out here. I don't think it's super popular. I also don't think Squirt is super popular either. But
Grapefruit sodas in general aren't.
right.
I like them, but.